What's happening guys, it's Abhinav from PhoneBunch and this is the InFocus Turbo 5 packing a 5000 mAh battery running on the MediaTek MT6737 quad-core processor with a 5.2-inch display, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of onboard storage, all for just Rs 6,999. Now let's have a look at what we get inside. I'll talk about the phone in a bit more detail later on. So you get the InFocus Turbo 5 right at the top. Inside the box you also get a quick start guide. You have your SIM ejector pin, which either looks very surprised or very happy for some reason. You have a USB wall charger rated at 2 amps and you have a micro USB to USB data syncing and charging cable. So folks, here's the InFocus Turbo 5. Massive battery inside and the phone actually does look quite appealing. This is the mocha gold color and I started booting up the phone. While it does that, let's have a look around it. So on the right you have the volume rocker and the power button. Both are very sturdy, very clicky and they don't wobble. You can also see that the camera is flush with the back. At the top of the phone you have the 3.5mm audio jack. On the left you have the SIM card tray. Now this is a dual SIM smartphone. You can either use 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 microSD card. Moving to the back, you have a 13 megapixel camera, LED flash, fingerprint sensor, and at the bottom you have the speakerphone there too. Now the back of the phone is made out of plastic. It does look like metal. At the top of the phone you have your 5 megapixel camera, proximity and light sensors. Just below the display you have capacitive buttons which are sadly not backlit. Now overall the build quality on the device does seem quite solid. Even though it is made out of plastic primarily, it doesn't feel cheap to hold in hand. And given that it has a 5000 mAh battery, it doesn't feel very hefty too. Now you get a 5.2-inch display in the front. It's an HD IPS display. 720p. Yes, it doesn't look very crispy, but the colors are really spot on. It is quite well saturated and as you can see, the viewing angles are excellent here. Yes, I do know those black bezels on the side do distract a little bit from the overall experience, but you do get used to it. Now talking about that fingerprint sensor, it is quite fast too. As you can see, a single tap and the phone unlocks. Now if we talk about memory, this phone comes with 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of onboard storage, out of which you will get about 10 gigs when you get the device. USB OTG is supported here too. You get an accelerometer, proximity sensor as well as light sensor, no gyroscope here. Now let's get to that camera. Now you get 13 megapixel rear, 5 megapixel front facing camera. The rear camera does capture images relatively quickly. I didn't notice any shutter lag, but yes, it does take a bit of time to capture images. 1080p video capture is also possible here. You have the default MediaTek camera interface here. The front-facing camera is pretty decent here too. Now talking about software, we have Android 7.0 Nougat running on this device. That's always great to see. There is some customization there too. Now not a lot of apps come pre-installed, but there is a bit of bloatware. You can't uninstall these apps, but at least you can disable them. And if we jump into settings, it's a very familiar layout. This phone runs an almost stock build of Android with very little customization. As you can see, you have the mAh security patch installed here too. So overall, the software here is actually quite bloat free. So the phone does perform quite well in day-to-day use. I've been using this phone for about a day and a half, and overall, I do like what I see here. So folks, that was a quick unboxing of the InFocus Turbo 5. There's a lot of competition in this space, especially from Xiaomi and some other manufacturers. But with a 5000 mAh battery, good build quality, InFocus may have a chance here. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, let us in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.